Hi kids, it's Teacher Michelle, and I'm here to review our lesson for this week from Teacher Gabe. Before we dive in, last week, Teacher Stacy taught us about King Solomon and how he used to love God, but he was tempted by the world to turn away from God, and he didn't love God anymore. Because King Solomon sinned against God, God split up his kingdom into two parts, Israel and Judah. King Solomon's son got to keep Judah, so what happened to Israel? This week, we learned about a man named Jeroboam. God had told Jeroboam that if he worshiped and obeyed God, he would promise him a blessing. Can you remember what that blessing was? Let's go back to King David to help us. If you remember, God made a promise to bless David's family to live on and on. David's blessing from God would go to his son, and then to his son. And that would keep going and going so that eventually Jesus would be born through David's family. This is what we call a dynasty. Going back to Jeroboam, this is exactly what God had promised to Jeroboam too, if he worshiped and obeyed God. So God made Jeroboam king over Israel, and he protected them from enemies attacking. And he promised to give Jeroboam a dynasty to pass on to his family. But even after God gave him these things, did Jeroboam trust God to keep his promise to bless him? He didn't, and he sinned against God, and so he could hold on to his kingdom. So God took his blessing away from Jeroboam. Can you think of a time when your parents gave you something good and you didn't say thank you, or you complained because you wanted something else? How would you feel if you gave your friend a birthday present and they said, yuck, do you have anything better? You can pause the video to talk about this. That's basically what Jeroboam did. God offered to give him something good, a dynasty, and Jeroboam thought he could get something better on his own. So when Jeroboam sinned against God and God took his blessing away, there was nothing to pass on to his family. They died, and none of them would rule over Israel, and Israel was taken away. When Jeroboam did go to God, it wasn't because he loved God. It was because he tried to trick God into giving him something. This shows us that God keeps his promises to those who love him. He knows our hearts, and he wants to bless those who truly love him because he can, because he's sovereign. That's it for our lesson review this week. I hope you can share with mommy and daddy what you learned, and I'll see you guys next time.